Miss Dutchins, and I'm going to show you how to do poetry terms and structures part 2. So this is the part in which you're going to take what you learned on Monday and Tuesday and create different forms of poems. So the first slide is always going to be the video directions, which is what I'm making right now. The second slide is going to open up the notes from last week. So if I go into present and I click tap here, it's going to open all those notes that were on the Google form. So that way you guys can see them. So it might take a while to load just because it is a lot of slides. But this will have all the notes that you guys got in the Google form, so you don't have to go back to the Google form and open it. So I would utilize that. I would have that side by side. Once I exit from it, you're going to see that it's going to ask you to do different kinds of poems. So your first poem is going to be a tercet and a slash haiku. It says, if you cannot remember what this is, go back to the notes on slide 2. When I say notes on slide 2, I mean tap here and open the notes on slide 2. Because if I go up, I'm going to see that it gives me the things that I need to know about. So rhyming schemes, we got types of poems, and so we got right here the tercet that it's going over. So if I went to the tercet, it says it's 3 lines. It usually rhymes. So you have your example right here. You have the haiku version, which is stanzas organized in 3 lines, which is 5, 7, 5. So when it's talking about 5, 7, 5, it's talking about a syllable pattern. So if I were to say, spring is in the air. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I look at flowers are blooming sky high. Flowers are blooming sky high. So if you notice how I'm separating those words, there's 7 syllables. This is something that you probably learned when you were like little. You might not remember. Some people clap when they say it, so it helps them when they count the claps. So in this last slide, children are laughing. So I have 5 syllables. So 5, 7, 5. So that's what that means by that. Or you can do a tercet, which is you can do the 3 lines, which is just the rhyming version. So written in 3 lines. So that's what you're going to do for this one, either a tercet or you're going to do a haiku. Then you have cinquain. I know I'm like pronouncing this really horrible. If you can't remember what this is, again, you go back to the notes and then you look right here. It has 4 lines, usually rhymes, can be a variety of rhyming patterns. And then it gives you an example here. So the butterfly by Andres Diaz. With a symphony of colors spread on her wings, she strolls in the garden with a light footprint. She smiles to the flowers, she flew by the pond, and freshened her breath by kissing of the rose. So the rhyming patterns, it doesn't necessarily mean the last word rhymes. It might mean that there's rhyming within the actual poem. But you're going to have at least 4 lines. So I go back and I read a poem that was like that, and you can look at samples there. So remember this assignment is due tomorrow, so if you don't finish it all today during independent work time, you can finish it tomorrow. Then you have limerick. So again, I would go back to the notes. I would look at the limerick. So it says, there was a lady whose chin resembled the point of a pin. So she she had it made sharp and purchased a harp and played several tunes with her chin. So this is like the regular kind of poetry that you guys have probably like seen a lot when you were little, like Shel Silverstein and like Dr. Seuss. So it's probably the poetry you're most familiar with. So you got at least 5 lines, and then it follows an A, B, B, A rhyming scheme. So A, B, B, A. So the A's rhyme with each other, and then the B's rhyme with each other. And then limericks are usually supposed to be funny. So you would go ahead and write your limerick here. And then you have lyrical poetry. So these are usually expresses deep personal feelings, may be sung or put into music, but doesn't have to be. Usually has a refrain, which are lines that are repeated throughout the poem. This is a song. So if you're wondering what lyrical poetry is, it's basically somebody writing a song. So you can actually click here and it'll take you to the lyric poetry and song version, but it's just one of those songs from like the movie. but it tells you like you have like your chorus and then you have like the words. So you're just writing a song. That's really what you're writing. And then this last one is free verse, and free verse is pretty much what it means. There are no words. You can have as many verses or stanzas. The topics can be a variety of things. So you have an example of this by this one right here, Lines by Martha Collins. Draw a line, write a line, there. Stay in line, hold a line, and glance. Between the lines is fine, but don't turn corners, cross, cut in, go over, or out, because the 2 points of no returns, a line of flight between. 2 points of view, a line of vision, but a line of thought is rarely straight. An open line's no party. Line, however, find your point. A line of fire communicates, but drop your weapons and drop your line. Consider the shortest distance from X to Y. Let X be me and let Y be you. So that gives you an example. So again, you're just doing your own little poetry, your own examples of these different kinds of poems that you guys learned about on Monday and Tuesday. After you finish that, you're going to go ahead and do page 13 in your digital notebook. So, sorry, that's supposed to be 15, so I'll go ahead and fix that. So you're going to do page 15 in your digital notebook. And then at the end, just don't forget to hit turn in or mark as done, and then you're done with this assignment. So if you have any questions, just make sure you message me and remind or ask me in a Google Meet. But other than that, that's it. Thank you for listening.